And speaking of Model Y, it seems like every week we're learning new things about Tesla's Model Y. It appears that according to White Hat Hacker Green, the Model Y wiring schematics show that the Model Y has radar heaters.
So this is awesome. This has been kind of a problem for people who live, at least that we know, live in the northeastern United States, driving through snow, because sometimes you build up some slushy, wet snow on the front of your bumper, and it prevents your car from being able to go into autopilot because the radar can't see through the snow buildup.
Now, Elon had previously said in 2018, long-term the car will work purely on vision with radar just a plus, but may be worth adding a radar heater anyway.
So
I guess he did.
I guess it was worth adding the radar heater anyway.
And according to an employee at a Tesla collision center who posted this image on Reddit, the Model Y 12-volt electrical system architecture has provisions for air suspension, even though Elon has said in the past, quote, no air suspension planned for Model 3 and Model Y, only Model S, Model X, and Cybertruck have or will have air suspension.
And the Reddit post was quickly deleted after it was put up. So
what does this mean?
It doesn't mean anything conclusively, but it means that you can believe whatever you want to believe. You can, if you want to believe that the Model Y is going to have air suspension, this is just another reason to keep hoping all hopes. Now, this is the early days of Model Y. There are not that many of them out on the roads at the moment. And so a collision repair place is, I'm going to conjecture, going to be getting like not the most up-to-date and complete set of, guidelines at the moment. And so maybe at one point there were provisions for air suspension in the car because the designers were like, oh, we could put an air suspension. And then the directive comes from some higher level, probably Elon going like, no, the Model Y will not have air suspension. It's a possibility. One thing I'd like to point out, the Model 3 does not have air suspension. Maybe you can get some kind of aftermarket thing, but you can't get it from Tesla with air suspension. I think that should point to the fact that the Model Y might not. But you can believe whatever you want, and we haven't come up with any conclusive evidence to prove it either way.
Now, Derek took our request to heart and tore apart their Model Y as soon as they got it. They were able to find the heat pump in the pile of nuts and bolts on their disassembled Model Y.
Now, of course, they didn't rip their entire car apart, but they did take out the frunk, and that is where we can see the heat pump. Nothing too exciting. It's a heat pump. It looks like a piece of a car.
Hang on. Elon had some things to say about it. Elon said, Model Y heat pump is some of the best engineering I've seen in a while. Team did next level work. The heat pump and rear body castings are a step beyond.
Right. Now, if Derek could just tear apart the rest of their Model Y so we could see what's in the rest of the car, including those rear castings, which I want to see. So get the angle grinder, get the tin snips, and the sledgehammer. Let's see it.
Also, Elon went on to say, yes, PCB design techniques applied to create a heat exchanger that is physically impossible by normal means. Heat pump also has a local heating loop to spool up fast and extend usable temperature range. Octavalve is pretty special too. Team did great work. No credit to me.
So
Octavalve,
something that we're going to need to be hearing about in the next, upcoming weeks and months, something to look forward to, something to be thinking about. Now, if you're like, what is this heat pump talk? I don't get it. So basically, the Model Y is going to have this heat pump, which is going to allow it to efficiently heat up whatever components it needs to, whether it be the cabin or the battery. It's going to be able to heat itself more efficiently than with just a resistive heater. Now, for people who've taken maybe the first half of a thermodynamics course, they're going to be like, but resistive heaters are 100% efficient. To which, correct, but a heat pump can allow you, within the right bounds, reach efficiencies of more than 300%.
Wait a second. Are you saying what I think you're saying?
It's not a perpetual motion machine.
Oh, damn.
You can't, if you take everything, it's not 100% efficient.
Oh, I thought we had you
You're
there.
relying on the outside air.
Do you know how many emails we get about the perpetual motion machine?
Yes.
Like, why can't you just put a fan on the side of the car?
Because it would more than proportionally slow down the car to the amount of electricity that you're gaining. But yes, the heat pump is a positive. It is as close to magic as we can get, really.
The good news here is that this is going to extend the range of the car.
Especially when it's cold outside. Thanks so much for watching this Now You Know clip.
Head over to Now You Know channel for full episodes of Tesla Time news and in depth.
And if you want to treat yourself and your family to something amazing, check this out.
Jesse and I have been enjoying Masterclass, where we've been learning all sorts of fun topics from the masters themselves. Magic from Penn and Teller. Yes, that Penn and Teller.
Filmmaking from Spike Lee. Yeah, that Spike Lee.
TV writing from Shonda Rhimes.
Acting from Helen Mirren.
and so many more.
Click the link down below to support our channel and experience what it's like to learn from the masters at Masterclass.